In 2015, researchers finally figured out how to partially unboil an egg. Egg whites are pretty much just water and proteins. And when you heat up an egg, it changes how the proteins inside it are all folded up. The knotted up proteins in an unboiled egg are held together by weak chemical bonds. But the thermal energy of the cooking breaks up those bonds and they untangle a little bit. But then they start chaotically bumping into their neighbors and making new bonds. And all the proteins jumble into a more disordered felty mesh and it becomes a solid. So in order to undo the protein disorder and brought about by cooking, you gotta chop up the egg and put it in a solution of urea and water. Besides water, urea is the main component of piss, and it's really good at breaking up those chemical bonds. Then you put your tube of egg, urea, and water in a super special centrifuge called a vortex fluidic device. It spins so fast with so much force that the part of the solution near the wall of the glass tube spins faster than the part of the solution near the center of the glass tube. And that difference in speed can generate shear force, which pulls apart the proteins and then they snap back into their original knotted selves. And the team won the 2015 Ig Nobel Chemistry Prize in 2015 for inventing a chemical recipe to partially unboil an egg. And there's actually a good handful of applications for this type of thing too. Like pharmaceuticals made with proteins also get tangled up, and classical methods of untangling them are expensive and time-consuming. Like some cancer researchers make protein antibodies with hamster ovary cells because apparently they're pretty good at avoiding misfolded proteins. But with a vortex fluidic device, you could use a much cheaper protein material like E. coli or yeast. And the whole process only takes like 10 minutes. I've even heard of ideas being spun up like untangling carbon nanotubes for use in solar panels to make them cheaper and more efficient.